Welcome back, design students. In this video, we're going to work on the feet for our penguin. So let's start by zooming in on the foot area. You can hover your cursor around that area and hold down Control and roll your mouse wheel. I think it's Control. It's Command for me. Maybe it's Alt for you guys. So we need to be in this general area here. Whoops. So we need a foot, and the foot needs to have some claws. So let's get the pen tool. Actually, first let's make a new layer and call this one, double click, call this one feet. And the feet do need to be on top of the body, so that's good. If not, if yours isn't, make sure the feet layer is on top of the body layer. Select the feet layer and get the pen tool, and we're going to draw a shape here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more so I can get the proportion right. And it's basically going to be a shape that looks kind of like that. And we're going to fix this up in just a minute. So let's get the subselect tool, and then let's come over to the fill and border area and delete the border. And we're going to fill this with an orange and yellow linear gradient like we did before with the beak. Seem to be having trouble with my orange. All right, it's good enough for now. Now we need to make this shape a little more curvy. So let's select this control point and convert it to a mirrored curve. Pull it down like so, and select this one and do the same thing. Same thing. And maybe this one can be an asymmetric curve because I want to pull that in really tight, but I don't want it to be a total corner. We'll do the same with this one. And maybe I want to make this one a broken one so I can pull that in like that. So there we have a general foot shape, but I think it needs to be a little deeper. So I'm going to grab these 2 points by holding down Shift and clicking on both of them and pull that out a little bit more. All right, so we've got this general foot shape here. I'm going to work on the gradient just a bit, tighten that up, move it around. Actually, I think it needs to go the other way. Yep, because remember the light's coming from this direction. All right, so now let's make some claws for the feet. Claws are going to be really easy. Claws are a lot like a beak, only we're going to use a triangle this time. So grab triangle, and doesn't have to be perfectly oriented yet at this point. Drag out a triangle, right click and convert it to a path, and then get the subselect tool and delete this by selecting it and pushing delete on your keyboard. And this one. And then we need to convert these to disconnected. And sometimes, remember, we have to convert them to mirrored or something else before we can convert them to disconnected. At least that's been my experience. So what you want to work with is you want to get a shape that looks kind of like this. This one doesn't need to have anything done to it because this one takes care of that curve. So then we're going to get the pointer tool and scale this down as needed. And put it in place and fill it with the correct color, which would be probably a black to white gradient. And work on the gradient to make sure that the highlight is correct. And now let's zoom in on this claw and make a little cuticle for it. I'm going to start with a rectangle and do something like that. And then I'm going to round the coming over here to the appearance, round the corners like so. And then I'm going to fill this with this same gradient here. So we're going to click and sample colors like so and like so. And I don't understand, sometimes Gravit does that. It just doesn't follow through with editing the gradient. And I think I might lighten that color up a little bit. Whoop. Still working on the fill here, folks. I think I might lighten that color up a little bit, like so, just to make it look different. So now we have a gradient and we have a claw. So I'm going to grab both of these by holding down Shift and clicking on both of them. I'm going to create a group, and I'm going to rename this group Claw. And I'm going to put this group and the foot in the feet layer. Then I'm going to open the feet layer, and I'm going to select the claw group, and we're going to zoom out a little bit, and then we're going to copy it just by holding Alt and dragging. And we can kind of space these out a little bit. And we can rotate them a little bit. And now all we need to do is copy this foot to the other side. So to do that, we're just going to drag a selection box around the whole thing. We're going to hit Control C and Control V, and then reflect, and then pick up the foot and move it to the other side. And there you have it. That is our completed penguin character. Now in the next video, we're going to create the background scene, and I'm going to go over the other animal characters with you and show you how I made those as well. And then you can make your own. So I'll see you in the next video.